Do you want this? Do you want this?
I will start with the present.
Right. Okay.
Right. Walk me through. Why'd you get me this?
So the present is candy floss. I was going to get you a stalk of rock because I was in Blackpool recently, literally at the weekend. So I literally got you this fair shop in Scotland.
That's fine, mate. That'll do. That'll do lovely. How was Blackpool?
Blackpool was amazing, mate.
Actually, that's the first time I've ever heard anyone say that recently.
See, when I say Blackpool was amazing, Blackpool's an absolute mess of a place.
Oh, it's horrible.
And I don't mean to put down the people of Blackpool, but it's a bit... It makes Clydebank look good, mate. Let's just say that.
I was in Preston. I had to do my theory test in Preston about 6 months ago.
Why in Preston?
Because Glasgow, mate, this 6 months wait.
Really?
Yeah, that's mental. I was doing it in December and it was May until I could do a theory test. And that's the third time I've done it. I've passed all 3 times. I just still can't drive. But you only get 2 years. So mate, and I've never been more nervous for anything in my life than doing a theory test in Preston because I didn't want to go back. Because I spent 2 days there. I'd done like a fitness thing there as well, and it happened to be in Preston. That's why I chose Preston over like somewhere else in England.
Right, okay.
So I went to Preston and spent 2 days there. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. What were you in Blackpool for?
So there was a dancing competition. It was the World Championships.
World Championships in Blackpool? You chose Blackpool?
Mate. So anywhere in the world and it's in Blackpool. So it's
London
actually...
or Edinburgh or something?
I know, mate. So it's actually a UK organisation.
I'm going to try some of
and
this,
they used to be. I go for it, mate.
Do you want some?
I will actually try a wee bit, actually. I've
not
just pass me a bit. I'll just take whatever you just lifted there. Cheers, mate. So it's a British organisation, basically. And they were in Glasgow in the SEC for the last like 5-6 years or something.
I've been to that.
Have you actually?
What's it called? Sorry, we're in Candy Floss.
No, sorry.
We both done
Candy Floss is really nice, by the way.
UDO,
class. United Dance Organisation.
It was actually, so in the full SECC, like I would be in where like the concerts were.
Oh yeah, like they took up like 3 or 4 rooms of
I flipped burgers at that for 12 hours one day.
Did you actually?
Actually, I done it for 5 and I walked out.
No wonder, man. That would have been horrific.
I thought, because I done before, I moved to Australia about 3 years ago and I kept doing like...
Love that.
I mention it all the time, mate. It's like...
No, please do, mate. I love hearing about travel stories.
Like one of those... No, some people don't shut up about their ex.
Yeah.
I'm like that with Australia.
Oh no, mate. I love hearing stories about that. I love travelling. I talk about it, mate.
And before I went, I was doing loads of agency bar work.
Right.
And so I was doing like horse racing, and then SECC were doing loads of events. And I thought I was just going to be pouring pints at it, and I was flipping burgers, and I was like, nah, 12 hours at that. There's loads of kids and all that as well, and I was just like, fuck this, man.
It was wild. My uncle's actually used to be the head chef at the SEC. So every time we went up to that place, I used to go up to the restaurant and he used to just cook breakfast and stuff for that. It was unbelievable.
That's it. I was like flipping fucking wee shitty chips or burgers, mate, with like 40-year-old women. It was so bad. Got 5 hours in, I was like, get me to fuck, man.
Nah, mate, I couldn't. It's alright being there and watching dancing and stuff, but like, nah,
I didn't get to see I was in like the corner, sweating my panning. Fucking terrible. And I was just like, I was on like £8 an hour. I was like, this is not worth another 40 quid. I'm out of here.
I was sweating my pan in Blackpool. So basically, the reason why they've moved to Blackpool is I'd imagine they'll get like a ridiculous discount basically to use like the Winter Gardens and stuff like that.
Right.
So obviously they bring a bit of revenue to Blackpool and that's why they get a discount.
And it needs it.
Mate, it's disgusting.
It's horrible.
It is I don't want to say it in too much. Let's just say it's disgusting, mate, literally.
I'll say it for you. It's a fucking midden.
Mate, honestly, man, I swear it does make Clydebank look like a 5-star resort. It's just, ugh. But there's no aircon in the whole Winter Gardens, mate. Nowhere. So think about how hot it was at the weekend there. Like, what, 28 degrees or something like that down in Blackpool. Coming through like that, the kind of, what do you call it, greenhouse garden things, because it's got the windows at the top.
Yeah.
So the heat was just busting through. I was sweating, mate. It was disgusting.
Were you competing?
No, so I choreograph. I choreograph 2 teams basically. So long story short, then, so you get an idea. I'm actually a dancer. That's what I do. That's my job.
So see, before people come on, my research is just going through your full Instagram and TikTok and stuff.
Oh, so you've seen it?
So
then?
I know that you're dancers.
Okay, I don't know. Because that's the thing. Like,
I'm not a prick. I'm just like, come on. I'll just ask you questions. Like, I'll literally. And do you know what I've been so nervous about?
What?
I've wrote your name is like Chris Pratt everywhere.
Chris Pratt?
Yeah, the actor.
Oh,
and I only realised just before I came on, I was like, please do not call him Chris Pratt.
No, please call me that, mate. I'd rather be called that as well. I don't like my name. I say that all the time.
Because I had in my head that your name on Instagram was I am Chris Pratt. I don't know why. And that's just got in my head and now I can't get it out.
Mate, I seen somebody do that on Instagram. It was like, I am, and then put their name. And I was like, I'm just going to change that to my name. And I was like, I am Chris Parry. And ever since then, I've just kind of changed all
honestly,
my
see
socials.
if you look at my notes, there's like Chris Parry. This is Steph's right. Because I was doing Chris Perry as well. And I was like, nah, I need to get that right. So you choreograph now?
Yeah, so I choreograph now. Like I've been dancing since I was like 20, 21 or something, mate.
How old are you now?
I'm 37.
Right.
So I've been like dancing since I was like 20 or something. So what's that, 17 years almost or something. So I was choreographing 2 teams at the championships. I just took over them last year.
Right.
And without going on massively deep, there's a bit of a process to be getting good at dancing. Like you need to take somebody from like the technique, the foundation levels, and build them up so that they become confident and stuff like that as well. Like, but when you first take over a team, they're really insecure, like they hide and stuff like that. Like their technique isn't as strong. So I didn't think they were going to do as well as they did this year. That's obviously just a good sign that I'm a good teacher, I guess. But one of the younger team made it to the finals. Bigger team didn't make it to the finals, but that's because can you swear on this? No.
Aye, mate,
this is because I fucked up. Basically, I always elevate the music level so that it's nice and loud on stage. But something happened. Something happened when the files compressed and the music wasn't that loud. And then the rules are they can't turn the music up. It needs to be at the same level for everybody.
Right.
So they just put it to a certain stage. So if your music isn't high enough, they don't turn it up, and my kids couldn't hear it.
Why is that the rule?
I don't know, mate. Well, in fact, I do know because UDO used to adapt to the volume to every song, but people's songs were like up and down, like in terms of the levels of it. So eventually they just came out with a rule saying, no, we'll not change it. You need to make sure your music clear. Like, make sure it's for Spotify or something. Don't be getting it for like some kind of YouTube crack or whatever, basically. So they don't turn it up.
That would completely fuck you up.
Do you know what's annoying about it? So we got the scores back, and there's like 5 different sections, like performance, stagecraft, creativity, whatever. So in their section for creativity, one of the judges scored as first, right? So my team didn't get through, and then for performance, they got scored last.
Which just is because of the music.
But I can understand why, because if you can't hear the music, how you meant to perform? Like they could hear it right, but if you can't feel it, how you meant to perform it? Of course you can't. So I just thought the judges would have taken that into consideration and then just been like, yo, that was pretty dope. Like, but yeah.
Did you compete a lot on your own as well?
So I used to compete. I think, when did I stop competing?
So I would love to ask you loads of stuff like this.
Firing.
I used to do freestyle football.
Oh, dope.
So a lot of it's similar. So see, when I look at like your YouTube and Instagram and stuff, you've had a similar sort of path as me, as in I used to do freestyle and now I'm a PT, but I've always done like YouTube videos and then like I've been doing it since I was like 14, 27 now. And you seem as if you've been into YouTube and like social media for ages as well. And we film all our training sessions as well. So like you putting up like 1 minute clips, like we would do the same thing. So obviously I've got a ball involved. I relate to all of that. And I probably know quite a lot of the dancers that you know because I used to work with them loads for like JD and stuff.
Did you work with Beat Breakers by any chance?
I never worked with a group. I would just work with like individual dancers. So there would always be like me, do you know like Lana Dolan and stuff?
Yeah.
Like that, like I would work with people like that all the time.
Okay.
So like we would do JD opening stores. So like we opened at our Guile Street one when that first opened.
Yeah.
So they would go on and do like a minute set and we would, and like it all works the same. Like we would do a set, they would do a set.
I get
so
you.
So I kind of understand. I don't understand like is that good or not, but I understand that sort of, and like I'm interested in it.
There's a group from Plymouth called Beat Breakers actually who get a good relationship. We just met them through competitions, and there's a boy called Henderson that's a football freestyler.
Andrew Henderson. I'm good mates, so I'd be good mates with him.
Right. So he used to be part of Beat Breakers.
He's
group. So
like the world champion. He was like 4 times in a row sort of thing.
Because
I've battled him before, and he basically just whatever I done, he would just do it 4 times. And like I'm really good mates with him, so before, and he gets like dead hyped up. He looks as if he's sniffed gear before, and it's like a battle, and it was like, I even hate saying the word battle with freestyle. It just doesn't make sense.
But it is. But at the end of the day, as a battle, you're trying to prove that you're better than them.
It feels like you're going into a fight or something. And we were like on like a truck, mate, in Edinburgh Football Festival for like 8-year-olds. And like we were battling, he's like looking at me dead angry, like intimidating me. I was like, "You're gonna spank me, mate." Yeah. It's absolutely fine. Like you're gonna absolutely spank me. I've already lost. I'm just gonna have a wee go.
See, that's the mentality you don't want. You want that mentality as in I'm coming for you regardless of whatever.
He's fucking unbelievable.
But no battles, mate. It's the same for like hip hop and stuff like that. B-boys are the worst, mate. See, when you watch B-boys go into battle, I don't mean they're the worst, but they have a very aggressive mindset when they go into battle each other. Like they look as if they're ready to fight.
Yeah.
But I come from that kind of background. Like it's I want to prove I'm better than you, basically, at hip hop and stuff like that. And I guess that's I've always been quite a competitive person and stuff like that. And then that kind of takes me into my teams and stuff like that. I did think I was leaving dancing actually. So this team that I've just took over for the last year, I did think that just before that, I had my own team called BKS, who were unbelievable, mate. Oh my god, loved them. Because I had them from the ages of like, I think it was 9, and I had them for about 4 years, and we taught proper technique, foundation, whatever. And
You need to get people young. See, all the people that got good at freestyle, they started at like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And then they were way more flexible. So see, when they started getting older, they could do all the tricks. But see, someone that, like, there would be new tricks that were getting invented that would require you to have all this flexibility. And then like an 18-year-old had just invented it, and then all the 12-year-olds could just do it straight away. Whereas I couldn't do it. I just didn't have it in me at 20 anymore to do what they were doing.
That's the hardest thing, isn't it? The young generation just seem to be getting better and better. So even as like hip hop dancing, like, so for instance, I just stopped battling like 2-3 years ago. So I would have been like 35, 34 or whatever. And you're battling kids that are like 20, but they're unbelievable because we didn't have the information like the internet and stuff like that, like these guys have got, so they can go on and learn as much as they want for the internet.
Even the amount of dancing, you used to have a lot of classes. We had none of that. I would literally, our sport, I don't do it anymore, but it would start in like 2006 with YouTube. And then I would just literally watch someone do it, mate, and then go out in my back garden and try to do what they done. Yeah. And I would like be working out how, and then I'd film myself and watch myself back and go, right, how did I not do that? That's how I learned.
Exactly.
Whereas, so it obviously takes me like 10 years longer than everyone
literally, because now there's tutorials, like it teaches you step by step, but back in the day we didn't have that on YouTube, mate. Whereas now you could build yourself a house if you wanted, like, because there's that like tutorials and stuff for that on YouTube.
Before we move on, because this is one thing I definitely wanted to ask you, okay. I've asked quite a lot of people I've worked with to help me. I've had people help me in the past. I have a feeling one of them is your ex. Right. Is Yasmin? Were you with her?
Yeah, that's right.
I done a job with her and JD in Silverburn. She helped me do some, like, I can't remember, mate. It was like 5 years ago. But she's the only one that had the patience with me. Right. She actually spent like an hour helping me, because everyone else just goes, "You've got nothing." Like everyone else gets me to try something. And this is what I mean by stalking your Instagram. Right, I was like,
"Sorry, mate, stalk away."
And what would be your go-to for someone just trying to learn something? Because I'm like the worst dancer ever, and people always go, "You've got coordination." I also have some sort of musicality because I can do freestyle to music, so I understand that, but I can't dance.
But this is the thing, mate. I can't dance either, or I couldn't dance. I'm only good because I practiced. But
Where would you start then? Because I just look at videos and I'm like, I don't know what that. Even the tutorials, it's like doing up your shoulder pop. That camera's gonna be on me. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I didn't say that actually. Yes to that.
Everyone's seen that little thing.
That's your move.
So where would you start?
So now, because we've just talked about YouTube and stuff like that, literally just type in hip hop.
You've got tutorials, though.
Yeah, I've got tutorials.
So if I was to start with 3 tutorials of yours, what would I choose?
See, I'm going to be honest, right? See, because I've moved like away into like fitness and stuff like that, I couldn't even tell you what's on my YouTube channel in terms of tutorials and stuff like that. It's been so long.
You've got like the shoulder thing.
I've actually got that. Is that what you got it?
And then like I just like how to not get stuck or something. Yeah, but I'm constantly stuck.
Yeah,
so I was
that's
like,
right. I remember doing that actually. So no, if you literally, it doesn't even need to be mine. If you want to learn how to dance, just put in hip hop dance tutorial. Take one step and then just drill it and drill it and drill it and drill it until you get it. That's all I've done, mate.
Which is the annoying thing is I know that.
Yeah, everybody knows that, mate. But back in our generation, that's why you got good at freestyle, and that's why I got good at hip hop, because we were only sitting on our phones and stuff like that. We didn't get things that just came straight to us. We had to work hard.
Did you ever busk?
Did I ever what?
Busk.
Oh, all the time, mate.
I used to
in town.
That's how I'm surprised I didn't know, because I didn't know you were a dancer until I started looking into it all.
Yeah.
Because I used to busk from about 2015 to maybe 2018, but religiously on that street. There's another guy that does it. I don't even care if he hears this. He's an absolute arsehole. He does it with like cones. He's a prick.
I've seen that guy actually with a cones.
He's the worst. He was raging when I used to do it, because I used to bring like a big speaker and all that and like do it outside Nike. And I made more, but only because he refused to get music. So I was like, you're a fucking idiot. Why are you doing it with, like, it's not my fault. So he'd be like, oh, you can't do it in the same street. And I was like, mate, I'm not going up to fucking Argyle Street and getting shanked, so I'm staying here.
Mate, I got the police one time. So I don't know how you can have missed this one time. I had a big speaker.
I would have definitely seen people dancing. There was a guy from Edinburgh, I remember, that used to come all the time. He would have probably been my age, I would say.
We get done the backflips and that?
Maybe.
Mate, he passed away.
Did he?
Aye, mate. I think
Fucking hell.
through suicide or something recently.
Jesus.
Actually, I seen that like last year.
Because I would have known like that. He had a mate as well, and then I used to speak to them sometimes.
Yeah, that's right. There was two of them that used to come
Yeah.
through for Edinburgh. Aye,
Yeah.
that's right. And then there's also
Jesus, that's grim.
I know, mate. I seen it. I was like, that's shocking. There's also Rudy and stuff for that. Black boy. I don't know if you've seen
Does
him.
he still do that now?
Yeah,
I've seen him,
I think he still does
yeah.
that. I don't think he's ever going to stop doing that, mate. But we had the police come up to us one time because my speaker was so loud, and we're like, and now at the time we were busking outside the Puma shop. Remember where the Puma shop used to be on the right hand side, just up from. So if you've got All Saints and you've got Nike, like what either end, basically in the middle. So we had our speaker there.
So
mate.
the middle spot. So
Yeah.
like no one's gonna know what we were talking about. Basically, All Saints in the middle of Glasgow, there's actually 5 streets.
Yes.
That was the best busking spot
Yeah, that's
because
right.
you had everybody coming from everywhere. That's where the guy with the traffic. I keep saying
Yeah.
traffic cones. He always goes there.
Yeah.
But the other guys that like sell stuff and all that, they let him go there because he doesn't use music. So I used to
Right.
always go to Nike.
Okay.
And no one really. Mate, I used to go in at 8 in the morning, just claim the spot. And then people would come in with bagpipes, and I was going, "I was fucking don't you dare come!" Because bagpipes were the worst.
Oh, mate.
Like as soon as they started playing, you'd be like, "That's me." Made like half the amount of money.
But you make some amount of money busking. Like
Yeah, I made serious money because I didn't for the first like year and a half, and then I started like learning. Mate, I had this thing where I would throw the ball up as high as I could before I started, and like I don't think there's anyone that has a talent like me of being able to throw a ball, a pure pointless talent, being able to throw a ball straight up like let it die and catch it. no need for it. But I just people used to see it come down, and it would just stop people, and then that's when I'd start my show.
Yeah.
Not even doing a trick, just throwing the ball up so people would watch it.
You need something to help
You learn
stand
all the
out.
wee tricks.
100%. We used to just play music before we started. We just leave it on super loud 5 minutes before we start, and then you get a bit of a crowd kind of gathering and stuff like that. We had somebody come up and give us £100 note one time.
Really?
Aye, that's
I
wee
never
guy.
had anyone on that.
Wee guy ran up and he gave us it, and then I took it and I was like, that's £100 note. And I'm like, does he know he's just gave me £100 note? So to this day, I still wonder.
Was it American?
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. See, to this day, I'm just wondering.
Americans are will fucking throw at you.
I'm just wondering if it was somebody foreign that didn't realise they gave me it, or else they were just super
Who
minted.
gives a fuck?
You don't care, mate.
Had a good day, did you?
I did have let's no use the context. Let's just say a bad person, right? Let's just say stole the money one time. So I had a hat out and it had money in it, and we turned away, right, to go and get the speaker and stuff for that, and we obviously kind of didn't forget, but just kind of left the money there and stuff for that, and then somebody came in and just grabbed it and took it. We didn't even see them.
I've had quite a few bad things happen to me busking.
Really? Aye.
I actually miss busking, the stories and stuff. So I done it in Dublin as well. We went interrailing. Me and my best mate.
Did you?
We went interrailing around Europe. I done it in Dublin for like 2 weeks, but they just brought out this law where you can't really use music. So I was using music and getting kicked off all the time. Anyway, I done it once. There's 2 streets on Dublin, Grafton and Henry. Grafton is like you can make a lot of money, but it's dead competitive. Henry's like full of fucking tramps and shit, but there's nobody busking on it, so you can make loads of money as well. Because sometimes it's not the best street; it's like the competition as well. So you go down there, and I had this guy come up to me. There was like 3 of them, and they were minging, mate. They were just tramps, and they were like kind of talking to me, asking me where I was from and shit.
Yeah.
Then I used to have a bucket at like maybe 3 meters away from me, then my bag and my speaker behind me, and they were like putting me off, and then they were asking me to do a certain trick or whatever so that I wasn't looking, and then they went in my bag, stole my phone.
Wow.
And I had like 20 people watching me, so I shouted on them to watch my stuff, because if I went chasing him, I can't remember what else I had in my bag, but I maybe had like 100 quid as well. I chased him down the street, and he gave my phone to someone else, and I literally had him on the ground, and I was like 21 as well, and I was ready for digging him.
Yep.
Like, so I'd patted them all down, but he'd gave it to someone. I don't know what they'd done.
Yeah.
Like, he outsmarted me, basically, man, junkie. And
that's the word I was going to use now, didn't he?
Nah,
I was going to use the word junkie, and I was like, no.
He was a junkie. And his 2 mates came down, and I was ready for scrapping all of them, and I was like, I'm just going to get my cunt kicked here, so fuck it. So I lost my phone, that one, on Buchanan Street. It was like the Saturday before Christmas, I'd done it like 3 of them, and it was always the wildest amount of money like you could make. That. And it would also be
Christmas
like
time's always good. It
would always be like, mate, I think I'd done it one time. I think that time in the morning it was like -3, and like I can't do, so I need to sweat to get the ball to stick to me.
Right. Okay.
So like half of my tricks I can't really do unless I'm sweating.
That right?
Yeah, because like, so I do a lot of stuff where you'd put the ball in between your legs, even if you're putting it on your head and like doing it from side to side. When
Yep.
you sweat, it just grips a wee bit better.
I didn't know
So like for the first hour, I'd be struggling to do any good shows because I would be fucking freezing. I don't know if that doesn't apply to dancing as much. Maybe.
that. No, obviously we just need to warm up so we don't pull any muscles
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff for that. But
So
no.
like I would actually not be as good if I wasn't sweaty. And this one time, that was the most amount of money I'd ever made. I hadn't counted it yet, but I just knew I'd made a barrel load. But like an hour before I left, some wee guy volleyed my ball. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I just am
So
feeling
he
it's gonna go bad.
No, so he volleyed. So I like flicked the ball up when I was sitting down,
Right.
and he volleyed it into the night shop. And then I left, and I get like 2 WhatsApps saying, you know what's on Lad Bible? And there was a video of a wee guy putting my ball away on Lad Bible. And this was like 2014 when Lad Bible was fucking like everybody
Yeah.
followed Lad Bible. So it had like 4 million views. And I mean,
Wow.
everybody's in it. I mean, everyone. Like my dad was like, we seen what's on Facebook. I was like, nah, I wasn't there or anything. Do you know what I mean? I was horrible, mate. That genuinely, I couldn't busk in or anything for like 2 months after that.
Really?
Yeah, because people would just kick my ball away.
Shut up.
People would kick my ball because they captioned it like "have it."
So everybody thought
and
it
it's
was
like
fun
a
just to do it.
6 second video, and like everybody knew, because people wouldn't know my name or anything, but they would just know me as that guy that they see on Buchanan
Yeah.
Street. So they would just like, they would shout at me, or just, it was just horrible. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So I started going to like Newcastle and stuff, but they'd seen it as well, and they so fucking cunts.
So I actually went that far then.
Yeah, well, it was all over the UK.
Yeah.
I think about 100 people tagged me in it.
Did you get any positives from that tag, or do you feel it was all
Yeah,
negative?
loads of
Aye.
people were commenting on it, saying like that guy's, because I never harmed anyone doing any
Yep,
of that.
yep.
They were just like, that guy's the nicest wee guy ever, and or like that wee guy made my boys day or whatever. Because it was more for kids. Like
Aye.
it was the kids that loved what I was doing, especially anyone into football.
I bet you get some amount of trolls on that thingy as well, because mate, trolls are mental on social media.
It's worse with PT, mate.
Oh,
It's well worse. Oh, it's way
mate, everybody in PT just wants to like be one step ahead of everybody. Oh, you're doing that the wrong way, or you're lifting this the wrong way. And I'm just
See, like my videos are all for beginners, right? And I get like these guys coming at me like, well, these specific details, and I was like, I'm trying to teach a woman that's 48 that's never deadlifted before, and you're like this specific nuanced fucking detail that you see in my video. I'm like, shut up.
coming with the bro science and the
exactly.
biomechanics and that.
Shut up. She does not want to hear the word fucking biomechanics.
Aye.
If I say mechanics to her, she's leaving.
Yeah.
Definitely.
100%.
So I think PT's worse for that. Way worse. I got a lot of people saying it was fake,
Yeah.
the stuff I was doing.
Really? Aye.
Yeah, like freestyle. They'd just be like, oh, that's obviously make believe. Like I'm doing something with a video or whatever.
That's wild.
See, with your gym stuff that you're doing,
Yeah.
how have you got the guts to go into pure gyms and talk to yourself?
I don't care, mate. I'm just at a stage in my life where I don't care, mate. I'm in my own wee bubble, loving life and stuff for that. And people are always going to, I think I watch too much of Gary Vee these days. Like, and he always says, you just got to have compassion for people that have got an opinion or want to say something negative and stuff for that. And I'm also just thinking, like, if I don't do this, somebody else is going to do it. Like, I seen a guy in, I think it was England or something.
There's a Birmingham guy that makes up his PT sessions.
Right. Oh, wait.
He's quite good.
With his client as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Aye, somebody told
That's
me.
quite good.
I've not seen him yet, but somebody did say I was to try and check him out.
Yeah, he's
What's
quite
his
good.
name?
Can't remember. I'll send you it
Aye,
after.
send me it, because somebody did say I was to look at it. But
It's just like you except he's training somebody.
okay, great.
And it's a bit of banter between the clients. It's quite good.
I'm actually going to get 2 mics soon, because
Are
I train with some boys like my pal Sean and stuff for that as well, and he says a lot of funny stuff, but you miss it because he's too far away from the microphone. So I'm going to get 2 mics, but
I was thinking about making up with clients because it is funny. Some of the stuff that, because the way me and you are talking,
Yep.
I just do that, but train someone at the same time.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Aye.
obviously they can't talk after like 5 sets of deadlift, but
Yeah.
you learn about their lives and stuff, and it's funny.
100%. Mate, I was actually thinking on the way in, we should actually train together one time.
No, we should, because Cuba comes on your lives all the time. He told me
Who does?
there's a guy called Cuba. He said he comes on your lives all the time, and he asks you to come to our gym.
Wait, yeah, I know. Oh, yeah.
So he's been on here twice, so I'm friends with him. I work with him.
Where do you train?
Team Train Fitness and
Oh,
Conte.
right. See, Luciano trains there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Mate, love that boy.
Yeah, I don't really know him. I've only met him like
Mate,
once.
he's a great boy. So Luciano used to dance. And when I say used to dance, he was phenomenal, mate.
Really?
I mean, oh my God. Mate, he was
He's
better.
fucking huge.
No, he's massive, but he used to be
Huge.
dead. He used to be skinny.
Right.
And at the time, even though I'd been dancing a wee bit longer, I would say he was probably a wee bit better actually. That's
Really?
how I mean he could have been phenomenal. But then obviously he left dance and started doing fitness and stuff for
Yeah,
that
we'll
as well.
get a session. We'll do I've got one of the mics.
Oh, have you?
Exactly, it's the road one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one
we'll
I've
do
got.
that. We'll mic up. We'll do
Mate, that would be
that.
wicked.
Definitely, let's do it, and we'll get Cuba involved as well.
Aye.
Nah, do it.
There's quite a few people hit me up, and being like, let's train, and I'm like, I'm quite an open person. I like meeting new people and stuff like that as well. But it's kind of got to the stage now, and I don't know why it's entered my frame of mind, but I'm just like, are you doing that because you genuinely want to just have a laugh and train, or are you doing that because you want to get noticed and you want to up your socials and stuff like that as
You know
well?
what annoys me, that nothing will happen with them like going in your video once. Like literally not. They'll get nothing from it.
Yeah, that's true. There was a wee boy. There's a wee boy I was training with. I say wee boy. He's 17, 6'2", benching 125 kilograms and stuff like that. He's like, mate, I would love to train with you. Like,
have you uploaded this?
yeah, he's in the green. He's in the green t-shirt.
I think I've seen it.
Aye, and he was just like, mate, you're like an inspiration, blah blah. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm an inspiration, mate. I just upload gym videos, but he's like, can we train together, man? I would love it. It'd make my day. And I'm just like, aye, mate, I don't see why no and stuff for that. And then we trained, we had a good laugh and stuff for that as well. And after it was just like, mate, that was fucking amazing, blah blah blah. This and
Some
whatever.
people generally just want, you know, I think you do.
Yeah.
You have, what I like about you is you just have a laugh.
Yeah.
And that's the way I want to do stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like I get abuse for like the way I talk and all that all the time, as in like I'll say cunt and stuff in it, and like,
mate, I think your videos are funny, by the way, because I checked some of them. I'm like, you're just my vibe actually.
Cheers. Because like, I just want PT and it's regular people.
Yep.
That's who I'm trying to attract. So I'm going to talk the way I talk, and I'm going to make the jokes that I would make. And if they offend you, like, fuck off.
Mate, 100%.
That's why I was starting to get paranoid about stuff like that. That's why I called this podcast Chat Shit Get Cancelled. And it wasn't anything to do like, come on and let's get you cancelled or anything. It was more for myself so that I could speak freely, because I was starting to get worried about everything I said. So I wanted to be able to just talk openly and not worry about stuff like that anymore, and like cancel myself, so that if anyone goes, oh, have you heard what he said in his podcast? I'm like, yeah, there's like 300 hours of it that I've put on the internet. If you want to find a mad comment that you can take the wrong way, I'm sure you can.
Aye. No, I think it's important to focus on the positives then, mate. Like I was saying with Gary Vee and stuff for that, show compassion to these people because they've obviously got shit going on in their life. That's why they're saying negative or being negative. But I think for you and me, I think we need to focus on the people that like keep saying thank you and blah, blah, blah. Bro, the amount of messages I've had in my Instagram DMs and people being like, thank you so much. Like, you're the reason why I started back the gym. And I'm just like, that's wild. Because I talk about mental health and stuff like that. Like, I'm very open about it. And people are like, I just love how easy it is you on the gym and you can just have a laugh. I just thought everybody was serious. And I'm like, no, there's some genuinely really good people in the gym. Unless you go to some crazy gym where everybody's steroid up and they're all just arseholes and stuff like that. But the majority of gyms are going to have a lot of nice people in there, and they're all there for different reasons, physical, mental, socially, whatever it might be. But I said this before, my channel's bigger than just me now. Like, my channel isn't about me anymore. It's about continuing to put out a message in terms of the gym is fun and like do it for your mental health and stuff for that as well. So it's about them people. It's about focusing on the people that like your content and appreciate you and stuff like that. Like the negative people.
Yeah, definitely.
See you later.
I always say to people as well from Glasgow, our gym's like the friendliest place ever. And it's like all the PTs are really nice.
Yeah.
I think the best thing about it is it's not actually like crazy rammed. So none of the PTs are competing for like clients on the floor.
Right, okay.
They've all got their clients from either people they know or like online or whatever. So there's no, all the PTs got on. So I think that then pushes on to like all the sort of people, the regular people, they all talk to each other as well.
Yep.
Because the PTs will then introduce the other clients to other PTs.
Brilliant.
Do you know what I mean? So like
if
I'm training someone and another PT comes over, it's not like, oh, this is my client. It's like everyone just has a laugh.
Yeah.
And it's honestly one of the nicest gyms I've ever been in.
It looks at like, because the only times I see it is when Luciano posts up videos and stuff like that, and he posted up a video not long ago and you guys were having like water gun fights and stuff like that outside.
I done a Dorito, that hot chili Dorito the other day. Disgusting.
Oh,
horrible. Mate, the other boy that was doing it's called Gav, right? And I think he openly says what he's got, but he's definitely got a bit of ADHD.
Right.
And like he's one of them ones he sends you a TikTok and you're like, you have to say, he's like, do you want to do that? And I'll be like, why not? And then next thing you know, he's bought them and all that, send you the receipt. And then he comes in with them. He's like, been trying to set up the date for like 2 weeks and I keep going, no, I'm busy, man, busy. Yeah. And then we've done it and it's not that bad. Like it's nowhere near as bad as those TikToks make out.
Oh, really?
But you feel so sick after it.
Oh, no.
I was like, burns for like 10 minutes, then it goes away. But Like I ate a banana after and I had to sit down for an hour because it feels like there's a chemical reaction in your stomach. I think they're overreacting on the videos, but sure, it's TikTok. That's what they all do, isn't it?
Aye, no, that's not a bad
Are you going into fitness?
Yes, mate. So this is so funny.
I think you were worried about that when you came on, that I was going to be like
I know.
PT questions because I'm not. I don't.
Aye, because when you first asked me and I checked your profile and you're a PT and I'm like, no man, you're going to ask me some crazy questions,
Nah,
biomechanics, not, and I'm going to not have a clue.
No, because I was in I've only been doing it for 2 years, so I was in the exact same spot.
Okay. So funny enough, actually, I bought the course. It was like a year ago, actually. Now I think I've had it for about 11, 12 months, mate. Aye, and what's that?
It took me a year to do it.
Did it? Aye. So I am about the same, mate. And it's just for multiple reasons. One, I've been dancing the whole time and there's been a lot going on and I've just been focused on it and having fun. So it's just kind of been in the background. I've had no rush to pass it, basically. And then some things like anxiety kicks in, you can't study and blah blah blah, whatever that. But yeah, I've only got 2 more things to do: periodized program and a consultation, and then that's pretty much everything finished.
The best part about those periodized programs is you have to do it all wrong.
Oh, okay.
See, when I keep coming on this podcast, Paul, do you remember last time I had that ringing in my ear? It keeps happening. It's only when I come in here now. You're a therapist. What's wrong with that? I'm having fucking weird thoughts. Usually happens once a year now. Every time I come on a podcast, just get this ringing in my ear. What was I saying? Fucking hell.
Hey, you're talking about a periodized program, doing it right?
Yeah, so that's so stupid, mate. Like the actual courses, it's so fucking stupid.
100% agree. See all the stuff, the assignments, like an educational activity flyer and stuff, you're just like, are you kidding on? Like, by the time I'm past this, I'm going to need to go back and actually like learn. I know for a fact, but that you don't really learn anything through level 2 and level 3. You actually learn when you go into the real world and stuff like that, and then you actually start reading about subjects that you're really interested or things that relate to clientele that you've got and stuff like that. So, but to be fair, the group that I'm with is PTC, PT Collective they're called.
I don't know.
So one of my mates, actually, long story short, one of my mates is really intelligent. He's got a master's in sports science, blah, 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 whatever. So he recommended them, actually. He knows them. So the level 2 and level 3 is all right, but they've actually got a thing called PT Core on the side of it. And basically they've filled the gaps of everything that's been missed in level 2 and level 3. So it just gives you absolutely like...
So you're doing that as well?
Aye, so I'm going to, so as soon as this is finished, level 3, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go with a business mentor. I think his name's Adam Haley or something like that.
Yeah, I know.
Aye, so I followed him before I even thought I was going to become a PT, mate.
He's with the Facebook ads, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Aye, but like I say, one of a girl I know, Nicola Thompson, used to be with him. I don't know if she still is. And she was a dancer, PT, and went with him as well. But I like these stuff, so I think it's good to have at least a year under your belt with somebody that knows how to close calls and blah blah blah. So I don't want to be on the floor PT. I just want to do it fully online because I want to travel. Like I've got an itch for traveling, mate. Because I've been in Scotland so long teaching kids with hip hop and stuff like that. Like I've not fulfilled that side of me that needs to go and travel the world.
So have you not done any traveling at all?
Yes and nah. No, I wouldn't call it traveling. I've been to Paris and trained for like a couple of weeks in terms of dancing. I stayed in New York for 6 weeks, so I've done a wee bit, but not as much as I want. But I'm just about to book up Thailand this week with my friends, so we're going to go there for a month. So I need
just
to really,
Thailand.
Just Thailand, aye. So because she's got work and stuff for that as well, she got a dog, so she'll only go for a certain amount of time. So
do you say girlfriend or friend?
Oh, just friend. Nah, just friend. This is Laura, one of the girls that's in the in my videos.
I couldn't work out if that was your girlfriend.
Nah, everybody asked the exact same question.
I don't know you, so I was like,
that's very true.
Can't tell.
No, so Laura's actually long story short, Laura's best pals with a girl that I used to kind of see a wee bit, so I would never disrespect that girl by thinking me Laura. So me and Laura are just pals. But everybody keeps saying, is that your girlfriend? Is
Have
that
you got an itinerary?
Have I got what?
Sorry,
no, you're right. She's wrote it up.
Right.
She's super organised and stuff, so she knows how much the flights are, the hotels.
You booked it?
Not yet. We were going to book it.
I've done Thailand. What I'd say about Thailand is the south was way more expensive than you think it's going to be, like ridiculously
Where
expensive.
did you stay? Because I think we're staying in Phuket.
I didn't do Phuket. I done about that. It's next to PP.
Right.
So PP's like the... Do you laugh at me now? And so PP's like the party island.
Right, okay.
But you can't like drive or anything on there.
Oh, PP's PHI.
But you sniff every time I say PP.
PHI, isn't it? Is that how you say it? Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's well expensive. Like,
is that
expensive? Phuket wouldn't be as expensive, I doubt. And then, but what I found is the north was way better. I love the north more, and I thought I would love the south.
As in Bangkok type way?
Not Bangkok. There's place called Chiang Mai, and Pai was my favourite.
Right, okay.
So Pai was right up the north, and that's people doing mushroom shakes and all that. I actually didn't do that.
Right.
I don't really say if I did, but I didn't. But I think that would be class. And I only got like 4 days up there because I thought I was going to go to the south, and I fucked it off because I was spending so much money.
How long did you go for?
I done 2 months in Asia. I done maybe like 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks in Thailand. Then I done 3.5 weeks in Vietnam.
Amazing.
That was my favourite.
Was it? Aye?
Yeah. And then I done like 2 weeks in Cambodia. And Cambodia was like good cultural experience, but fuck me, it's grim. Like,
is that aye?
Too much.
Right, okay.
Like not. There's just a few things that really freak me out about Cambodia. There's a place, I can't remember what it's called, but there's a place where you go to just to see killing fields. Phnom Penh, I think that's what it's called. Right. Killing fields is it's basically like a Cambodian version of Auschwitz.
Right.
So Cambodia killed. I'll get all these facts wrong, right? So you can Google it. Right. So I'm just going to say the
just
numbers.
A rough idea.
They killed like something like it's either 3 million or 7 million of their own people. Then it was like a communist leader, and he wanted everyone to be completely equal. I'm butchering everything, right? So he wanted everyone to be completely equal. So they were literally killing off anyone with degrees. So like lawyers and doctors, they were killing all their smart people.
Wow.
Genuinely. And they didn't have it set up like Auschwitz. So they were literally killing them brutally. Like, so they weren't gassing them or anything. There's like trees that you would go around and they'd hit babies' heads off the trees. Like, disgusting. And you stay in Phnom Penh to go to that. Might be butchering that as well. And when I went to Phnom Penh, they said just stay there for a day, just go to the killing fields and then get out.
Go to the killing fields.
Sounds fantastic, doesn't it?
Exactly.
I just came from Vietnam, like fucking having a great time going along the beaches and all that, and they're like, right now you need to go to the killing fields. I'm like, can I just go a wee temple, fucking take a wee picture?
That's wild.
So then when you go to Phnom Penh, they're like the main street of it, so like say the Buchanan Street of Phnom Penh, is full of sex trafficking, and like there's guys walking about with 12-year-olds and stuff. So we decided just to go out for food next to the hostel. So the hostel was away from that, and then we had like one drink and went, right, we'll just go to the next bar. So we're still miles away from that street, and there was like a comedy thing on, and then we were talking. I was with 2 Irish guys and we were talking. This Scottish guy came over at me and he'd heard my accent. He was from like Fife or something. This is probably
so when you become best pals and you're for the same country. All right, mate, what's happening?
Well, we were about to become best pals, but I asked. He was like just talking to me. He was like maybe like 50.
Right.
I was from Fife.
Oh no.
And I had been traveling. And I was like, "Are you here with family or whatever?" And he's like, "Nah, I'm just on my own."
Oh no, I don't want to hear the rest of that. Oh no.
I don't know when it happened, but he was just like, I just kept quizzing him. I was like, "Have you got a wife?" And he's like, "No, I'm single." And I was like, "Why are you in Phnom Penh out of all places?" And he's like, "Oh, I just love it here." And I was like looking around.
Creepy.
And I was going, "What do you mean you love it here?" And he's like, "Oh, I just love the vibe and all that." And I was looking around going, "What vibe? What vibe? You're fuck." And then I was like, "Mate, I think this conversation's over," because he was starting to cop on that I was like asking inquisitive questions. I was like, "Get to fuck, you fucking creep."
Yeah, an absolute.
Yeah, absolute creepy bastard. There's no reason to go to that place, mate. No. It's a shithole.
It sounds it, mate.
It's an absolute shithole. You know what I noticed in Cambodia as well? This might sound a bit horrible, but I genuinely felt like they would. See, because they'd killed a lot of the smarter people. Yeah. And it was only I think it was the 70s. Right. So it's not that long ago. I did feel like, in general, things were ran horrendously and like as if it affected the way that they run the country.
Oh, of course it was.
Like, none of this, genuinely swear to God, every single bus we got was at least 2.5 hours late. And it would always be at 7 in the morning and it would turn up at 9:30. And it would be like a minibus, mate. And then we would always get forced to sit up the front. I'm like touching 6 foot. I'm 5'11", but I'll put 6 foot on anything.
Aye, with trainers you're 6 foot. Aye, mate, I'm the same. Aye.
My Dublin mate was 6'3" and the other one was 6'5".
Oh,
I may be sitting in the back of this like Cambodian fucking van, mate. If you're crippled up like that, it's fucking horrible.
Mate, I would say that sounds good, but that sounds a bit of a nightmare, man.
Cambodia wasn't nice.
So that was the only one that was a bit of a nightmare then?
You could go to Cambodia and do it. There was like southern islands that were just the same as like going to Thailand and Vietnam and stuff. So there's good parts of it, but you have to go to those cities to get to them as well. So you can't just go in and nip into the island and like have a good time. Do you know what I mean? I did go to a rave in Cambodia, which was one of the best nights of my life. It was like it's like a jungle rave or something.
I still think you put me off Cambodia, but I don't think I'm ever going to go in my life.
Schnitzel or something. And like, I'm not a big drug person, but
Right.
I took drugs at that.
Did you? Aye.
So I honestly think before I went to that, I'd maybe took gear once in my life
Right.
off of someone. Like, I'd never touch anything
Yep.
ever. I'd be completely against it. I'm still like, I wouldn't have touched anything now if anyone
No,
offered me
mate,
it.
I'm the same.
Like, I think the last time I touched them was like 2 years ago, and then before that wasn't even big on it anyway.
Yep.
And I went with those two boys. They were mental, by the way, like absolutely nuts. And we went in straight away. One of them, they were like, "We're not doing anything," and then one of their jaws started swinging. And I was like, "For fuck's sake!" I was like, "Fuck."
Yes.
I was like, "How you even managed that? I've been here like 10 seconds.
Love that.
I don't even know you've done it."
I love that.
And then my other mate was the same as me. Didn't take anything ever, and he just came back with his eyes fucking like this, and I was like, "Julian, what's the deal here?" Oh, I shouldn't have said his name. Fuck it. No one will ever watch it. And I was like, "What have you just done?" He was like, "Speed."
I was like, what? Level 2 getting any taking speed?
Cambodian speed. Like, and then after like, I know, maybe like half an hour of being with them too, I was like, "Here, fuck it, where's the speed guy?" I took like 3 bumps of speed, and we came back on like a tuk-tuk.
Right.
And the other boy, James, that had took Mandy, he was just sitting there, obviously came down a little bit, and me and him were sitting saying how we're going to take speed every day for the rest of our lives. And then we woke up the next day and we didn't sleep for like 3 days, never, ever again.
Really, aye. Bad
It's-
hangover from that?
It's hard to explain. It's like you feel tired, you want to sleep, but you just shut your eyes and you just don't sleep.
Oh, no, that's the worst.
So it's not like you're not still like hyper or anything. You
Yep,
just
yep.
feel tired. You just feel fucked and you can't sleep and it's just shit.
Mate, I've done that. So, like, I've only ever smoked weed 5 times in my life, right? I don't take drugs, I don't drink, I don't smoke. Like, it's just, I've never took to any ever. So I smoked weed 5 times in my life, and on the 5th time I smoked, it was like no tobacco anyway, it was just straight weed, and we smoked it. And I swear to God, mate, I thought I was dying. Like, literally, I remember just sitting, like, lying on the couch, holding my wee brother's arm, like, I'm dying, don't let me go. And then I tried to fall asleep, but my mind just kept running consistently, and I didn't feel like I slept. And I must have kept waking up or whatever. And my brother's like, "You were sleeping for half an hour." And I'm like, "No, I wasn't. I was awake the whole time, man." Oh, mate, it was the worst trip. And that put me off. And I think it was a month after that. That's when I got anxiety.
Oh, really?
Yep, that was the first time I remember getting anxiety. It was a month after that. I probably had a build up of something beforehand and never understood it, but I don't know if that was a trigger that maybe started it or whatever. But I always remember having anxiety a month later after that.
Weed doesn't agree with me either.
Nah.
There must be certain people that can deal with it, because
Yeah.
I see what you're describing. Mine's is the exact same. Whenever I take weed, it's like I'm not paranoid about anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, this feeling's horrible.
Yes.
I don't feel paranoid or scared that anything's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I want this feeling to go away.
Are you sounding the same as me? You don't like no being in control of your body now. So it's exactly when somebody's drunk. So I don't drink, but I have been drunk like twice in my lifetime or
Are you
whatever.
how have you managed that? Genuinely, because
So sorry.
Coming from Glasgow,
Yeah.
like that's madness, isn't it?
So
Really?
I don't know how or what, but I just remember when I used to go clubbing, I used to force myself to try and like it because everybody did it. And I guess everybody maybe gets to a stage like that. And I just tried to keep forcing myself for a bit, I don't know, on and off for like a year and a half or something to like it. I could just never take it. I never liked the taste. I hate beer. I think it's disgusting, like literally. So when people are always like, "Oh, a cold Corona on the beach," and I'm like, "No, that's minging, mate. I couldn't think anything worse." I used to always, what was it, Malibu and orange or something. So I remember taking that, vodkas and Coke, Deseranos and Coke and that.
So you would only have like one drink, and you'd be
No,
like,
I would try and force myself to like take a couple and stuff like that, and then eventually it would get to the stage of I just started to feel like I didn't like the feeling and stuff like that. But I just never took to me. Didn't like the taste, didn't like the feeling of it and stuff like that. I've got a few. I don't think that was the reason, but I've got a few family members and stuff like that were alcoholics and stuff like that. No longer now. They're actually off that and stuff. So I don't know if maybe
my family's riddled with it.
maybe I don't know if maybe that was a reason for it, but it's not at the forefront of my head. I just didn't like it and I couldn't take it.
So when you were like 15 and 16, were you still going to like parties and stuff, just sober or what?
No, mate. So I didn't actually. I was quite quiet up to that age. I definitely didn't drink it because at 15, 16 I was still kicking about the streets, mate. I was a wee Ned actually. So
Were
now
you?
that I think about it, I was a
didn't
wee.
know that.
I was a wee
Your
bum.
Instagram doesn't go back that
Aye,
far.
no, mate. So I used to kick about with let's get back to the days, the YCB, Young Clybank Bundy. Like I used to kick
Bundy?
Aye, that's what I used to call them, mate. The YCB. But I was the wee guy that kidded on. They were part of the YCB, like they were mental and stuff, but I wasn't really. I was just super quiet, but I was just kicking about with the Ryan group and stuff like that at the time. So I was always just bouncing about the streets and stuff like that. And then eventually, when I left school, I went to college, met a bunch of boys in college, and then that's when I started. A couple of years later, I started hitting the clubs and stuff like that.
Which clubs are we talking about?
Blanket.
I'm probably too young.
You're too young. I'm showing my age here, mate.
My first one was Common.
Right, aye.
I think I went just before that shut down.
Yeah.
Because Common then it's changed like 5 times.
Did you ever go to? It's no trash. It's Tunnel. Did you ever go to Tunnel?
Nah.
Never. Really?
No.
Am I really showing my age? Is it that? What age are you?
10 years. I'm 27.
Oh. What about Carbon?
I feel it. Maybe.
You're killing my vibe here, mate. Absolutely killing my
vibe. It made me feel good though, because having my hairline receding and all that, I'm starting to.
Mate, mine's is away as well, mate. I actually get mine tattooed as well.
Oh, is that tattoo?
Yeah, so I've got a tattoo telling, mate. So I got SMP, basically. I tell everybody this on my socials all the time. So basically, this is my hairline here. See when I hold my finger, anything I'm tracing, when I trace my finger around, that's my hairline. So anything in front of my finger is a tattoo. And
then you're just going to keep shaving it?
I've always just kept shaving it anyway, because if I let it grow in, I'm pure red McDonald's for fun. Like, so it's not a vibe, mate. Let's put it that way. And if you said you seen my socials. I don't know if you've seen pictures back in the day where I looked about 45 with my hairline. So
I did. I got back to like one picture of your hair. I just looked at it for a good 5 minutes.
Aye. So it used to it made my head look a bit kind of deformed. I had a massive forehead back that way. So since I've got the tattoo, it's kind of made my facial features more aligned. So basically, because
you suit your hair like that anyway.
Yeah, I've had it since I was like 26. I've shaved my head since I was like 26. But probably the best decision I've ever made, mate. I think it cost me like 1,000 or 1,200 or whatever, and I do not regret it once.
A lot of girls get their eyebrows tattooed and all that now.
That's right, so do they.
Is it the same sort of people that do it, or is it specialised?
Maybe. I know the ink isn't the same as a tattoo. It's some kind of different type of ink. I don't think. Yeah, just dot. People keep asking, "Oh, was it agony?" But no, mate. Like I had a tattoo in my ribs and stuff, and that was agony. It was
just the image of somebody dotting over your head. It's quite funny.
So you basically go over 4. With the guy I went with, you go over 4 sessions basically, and he just builds up the density of it, like the color, to match your own head. So technically, I need to shave my head a wee teeny bit, and you wouldn't see it as much. But I need to go back and get it.
We should have filmed some of that conversation at the start. I was actually interested in it.
What on?
On anxiety.
Oh yeah, we can talk about it again. I don't mean to
definitely. Have you figured out anything that you think is triggering you?
So my triggers
I'm gonna have some more of this candy floss.
So yeah, I've been trying to figure out what my triggers are and stuff for that. Have I got to the bottom of it? No. Recently, I started like a 30-day mental resilience challenge.
What does that involve? Because I've seen you done some 50-day challenge thing. So I just looked like you were posting videos for 50 days.
Yeah, so Project 50 was basically read 10 pages a day, have a morning routine, learn something new, educational-wise, and something else.
Bit like 75 hard.
Yes, but that's like 2 workouts a day, isn't it? That so it's a bit like that basically. So I was just using it to study for PT, and I wanted to just get creative with my videos and stuff for that. So yeah, I've done a few challenges actually. I've done Project 50, which was more just for camera stuff. I've done a 21-day ice bath challenge as well.
Seen that, yeah.
That was horrific, mate. It was so bad.
You're just doing that every day?
Yeah, every single day. And then do you know the worst thing of that is when it got to day 17, 18, I'd done David Goggins 4x4x48.
You've done fucking everything. Literally.
Mate, I love trying stuff, and see, because I've got anxiety, I love just going, do you know what, you wee bastard, here, take some of this. And I just love challenging myself. So my anxiety, the anxiety.
That's what we're going through. That's what the conversation was basically about. Trying not to identify it as something, because Paul, you might be better remember this conversation than me, but Paul is a therapist, the guy who runs the producer that keeps laughing at me saying PP. You were saying that it's your body's reaction, and you're not to be angry about it.
Yep.
Because it's a bodily function as well.
Yeah.
I know. What else?
Yeah, so I was basically talking about like how I feel like my nervous system is just overstimulated. It's just super sensitive. Like if somebody slams a door and I'm like, oh, and then my fight or flight just massively kicks in, and then your anxiety just wants to go mental after that. But yeah, the anxiety hates the hack squats. So every time I get to go to the gym, hack squats. Let's go. Because I love putting it to the test.
So I seen you have a panic attack on it though, didn't you?
Yeah, so that was wild actually, bro. Yeah, like I wasn't actually mid panic attack. It was coming on, like the anxiety attack was just about to start.
Walk me through it. So when I was talking about when I had anxiety, I just had it for like a year. It was horrendous, but I never had a panic attack, so I don't really know what it feels like.
So one thing I've learned is there's a difference between panic attack and anxiety attack, and everybody's is completely different. For mine, my body starts to go weak, and I start to feel like a bit kind of like I'm about to pass out and stuff like that. My chest starts to close up as well, so I've started to find it difficult to breathe and stuff like that. So I just done a set bent over rows, and I put it down. I put the weight down, and I just felt that sensation coming. And one of the things I'd learned before was the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. I think it's like look at 5 things, smell 3 things, look at 4. I don't even know what it was. So I just put it as 3, 3, 3 basically. So I was videoing myself because I was doing like a video myself in the gym anyway. So then yeah, I just put that video up and I just says, this is me having an anxiety attack or panic attack in the gym. This is what I've done to try and alleviate the symptoms basically. Bro, that went wild. I think to this day it's just short of 4 million views basically. And the amount of people that commented on that being like, I thought I was the only person. And I was like, that's wild because I thought I was the only person that actually suffered that. But Gymshark actually shared it on their
really?
Gymshark shared it on their Instagram. They actually texted me like blah blah blah.
Oh, you were wearing Gymshark as well?
Yeah. And they were like, oh, can we share your video? And I was like, can you give me some free gear?
did they give you any?
No, they couldn't give me it. And they says, oh, unfortunately, just because it's a reshare, we can't actually give you anything. And I was like, devastated.
Bastards.
I'm literally wearing your stuff in the video, mate.
Now get this off me. Right?
Aye, exactly. So and then just ever since then I've gained a bunch of followers obviously who
is that when at first you started getting, I can't remember, I'm sure the first few, I think you'd maybe came up a few times, but you do that thing where you skip videos on TikTok, so you actually start recognizing people even before you start watching their videos.
Yep.
So I find that people find you like after the 7th video they've seen of you. So I think I then started, you were talking about panic attacks, I think that was one. I was just you talking, and that was the first one I started watching what you were doing. And then I went through and watched I really like the talking ones.
Like yeah, the vlogs. Yeah. Because you were saying actually like how do you? Where was I going to go with that? You said something, and I was going to go somewhere with that. What were you saying?
I asked you before how you managed to talk with it to the camera, and then I was talking about how you find someone on TikTok.
Oh yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. So I'm quite an open person as well, mate. So I don't really care. Like I could talk about anything. So like I know in this day and age a lot of people struggle or scared or whatever to speak about mental health, but I generally don't care, mate. Like I don't really give a fuck what anybody else thinks. Like I just speak what's going on in my mind. I actually think I've self-diagnosed myself with ADHD as well, actually, because I never just stop annoying people or talking or whatever. Like, see if I wasn't in see if we turn up for like a family dinner on a Sunday, see if Chris is no there, it's super quiet, mate. See if Chris is there, it's fucking bananas. Everybody goes mental and start arguing because I just start mixing the whole pot and all that.
Stirring the pot?
Literally, mate. I'm that one person that just never stops.
But you're winding people up as well?
All the time, mate. Yeah. And then with my nieces as well, like every time I'm in, like we'll start like, because I've done Muay Thai for like quite a while, not competitively or anything, but just like
another thing you've tried.
just to add in actually.
Just another book you've read.
So just once or twice a week I've just done it. So every time me and my niece go to cuddle in the house, we clinch straight away. We don't cuddle, we clinch. So I don't know if you know what a clinch is in Muay Thai. So basically it's where you just clinch behind the head basically, so you can tuck them in, so you can knee people in the face basically. So you've
taught her that, have you?
Oh well, she came with me. She done Muay Thai for about 3.5 years as well. So it's funny, she used to be in my dance group that I told you about it back at the start. So she used to be in my dance group, and then we both went to Muay Thai as well. So I done it a bit longer than her, but we clinch and stuff like that as well. But come back to it. I openly talk about it because I know for a fact that one, that's going on in my head, so I'm just going to tell you, and two, I've realised how much it helps people in terms of alleviating a wee bit of anxiety or stress, to be like, fuck, he's got that and he goes to the gym and stuff like that as well. I can do that. So that's why I have.
What have you tried so far, and what's worked and what hasn't? So, just for things that maybe like trying to relieve your anxiety, because you seem like you're really keen to like try other things.
Oh
And
yeah, most definitely. So like we were saying earlier before we started, when I first had depression and anxiety, I went to the doctor.
So see when you had depression,
Yeah.
Did you not have any anxiety?
Eh,
They usually come
yeah.
they cross over a wee bit.
Yeah, they
don't
come hand in hand and stuff like that.
Not fully, because I see when I had really bad anxiety, I would never have said I was depressed.
Yeah.
I'd always went to anxiety, obviously, but then when I figured it out, I was still slightly depressed.
Yep.
But I was more definitely hyper anxious.
Yeah, I'm trying to think actually. So, so I think I had a lack of purpose in my life at that time because I just got a studio. So long story short, I had a dream board on my wall. I had everything I wanted to achieve, right, and I achieved it. Right, I manifested the shit out of
The
that,
worst
mate.
thing ever.
It is the worst thing you can ever do is achieve your dreams, mate. Make sure they are fucking beyond because it's the journey that you enjoy. It's not actually achieving. So I manifested that exact studio in the exact place I wanted it, right? And then see when I got it, mate, I felt empty.
Oh.
It was the worst feeling ever. I got it and I was just like, so what's next? And then I started thinking about it and I'm like, so do you want to be stuck in this exact place the rest of your life teaching Waynes how to do hip hop? And I was like, no,
I
mate.
was thinking you were saying a studio as in a house.
No, sorry, a dance studio.
Right.
Sorry.
I was thinking about the studio flat.
No.
I was like, where is the studio flat? It's got to be a penthouse.
No, mate, I got a dance studio. And then after I got it, I'm like, you didn't buy this for yourself. You got it for everybody else. But now half of the school that I brought up at that time, we've all grown up and they're all away somewhere else and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, after that, I just got empty, mate, and I lacked a purpose in my life. And yeah, my anxiety I had bad social anxiety. So long story short, going back to your question, went to the doctor.
You can go on any tangent you want. I'm actually enjoying listening to you. Like, I'm really enjoying it. So go on wherever your brain goes, I'll listen.
So yeah, manifested everything that was on my wall, and went to the doctors, and I just says blah blah blah. This is the situation I'm in, and straight away, mate, without him even trying to listen to me, he's like, well, obviously we can go on antidepressants, and I'm like, I don't want to go on antidepressants because everybody that I know is on antidepressants has been on them ever since they took them. They've not come off them, and I'm like, I'm scared to get addicted to stuff. Like I was taking the CBD oil recently, like about 6 months ago, and I felt my anxiety being like, you need that, and I'm like, no, fucking don't get off that immediately. So I get off it straight away because I don't like getting addicted to it. So then one of the things I tried was Wim Hof method, cold showers, and the breathing, which I thought was phenomenal, mate, like so good. Like we were talking about at the start, it just raises your stress level, so it helps you deal with stress better.
See, in order to do Wim Hof, is it a book you follow, or is it YouTube videos, or?
So I bought his course, but everything that's on his course is on YouTube, so you don't need to buy it.
Is this course like an audiobook? Or do you watch it?
It's like videos basically where they take you through it, but the course in itself, the breathing techniques, you can get on YouTube, so you don't need to buy the course. And then the cold showers, it's basically just at the end of your warm shower, go for 10 seconds cold, and then maybe 2 or 3 ones later, build up to 20 seconds, 30 seconds, go for a minute, and eventually after 10 weeks, you go for a 10-minute cold shower, mate. Oh my god, there's everything shrivel in your body, man. I'm telling you.
Wee tiny pecker, is it?
Oh, mate, it's the weirdest sensation ever, but right, because you're just sitting there like shivering, like in the shower, and then when you come out, it's roasting like you're in a sauna. It's the best feeling in the world, man. But what's amazing about that, I don't know if you've done this as well, like you go for cold showers and you start laughing in the cold shower.
That just sounds like you've lost it, mate.
Maybe that's what it was, mate. American Psycho type vibe.
My dad fell out at me doing cold showers because every time he went in and did go for the shower, I nearly had a heart attack. Because I wouldn't change. He was like, change that fucking thing back on.
Mate, it's such a vibe. But I think it's because of it raises up your adrenaline or your dopamine levels or whatever. And then, mate, I used to just start laughing in the shower and I'd come out just buzzing, feeling amazing. And like we were talking about at the start, like gratitude and stuff for that, and like positive vibes is so important because then it keeps sort of negativity and stuff for that out of your head as well. So yeah, Wim Hof. I did try journaling, but it didn't help me because every time I go to journal, I'm like, I don't have anything to write about. I don't know what I'm writing about. So when I done the mental resilience challenge, so the mental resilience challenge is basically everything that I thought helped me. Meditation, I think, helps, but sometimes, you know what it's like in day-to-day life, you're like, oh, I've not got time for this, like I just need to bounce or whatever. But when I was feeling my optimal, Wim Hof breathing, cold shower, 10-minute meditation. That was great. I had gratitude to that as well. So that was the 4 that I thought were amazing in the morning. Nighttime, chill out after 9 o'clock. Put your phone away. Don't thingy. Just tidy the house. Mellow yourself down. Stretch before bed. Just makes my body feel super relaxed. And then read a book. That's the things that I feel make me optimal, if you want to use that word. But you know what it's like. We spoke about this before. Like, we know what's good for us, but then we don't do it. And I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, my anxiety kicked in, like, was it yesterday and the day before? And I'm like, no wonder, because you've not been doing your breathing, your meditation, or your cultures, and you expect to be all right. Like, are you stupid? You're on your phone till like 11:30, 12 o'clock, just scrolling through social media. So your mind's no shutting off. So yeah, that's pretty much, I think, what helps me. Meditation, Wim Hof, and gratitude in the morning, and then at night time, switching off everything after 9 o'clock, tidying the house, making sure everything's nice and clean, because you know how they say clean house, clean mind, and then reading a book at night time.
I found journaling helped me.
Did you?
Yeah.
People keep talking about it, and I don't know why I can't.
I've never got into the habit of doing it. But what I've done is when I'm really, really stressed, if I've got something really happening, I've done it after breakups as well.
Right.
And didn't do it after the first breakup, but I've done it after any other ones I've had. And this helped me so much, because I always find that just on breakups, I've always found that the longer you've left it, or even maybe like a month or two after, you start remembering just anything that was good, and then you forget all the fucking horrendous stuff. So I always wrote down like little reminders, basically.
Right.
Maybe this happened. Not even anything. Well, there might be a few. Fucking. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Fucking just done this. Fucking this. But I found that really helped me. I've also done journaling recently, because I moved to London last year. I was there for like 9 months.
Nice.
And it's shite.
I was going to say that's a terrible city to stay in. I hate everything about London.
But I'd been there for 9 months. I still had loads of time in my lease and stuff. And also I'd committed. I'd basically spoke about how much I hate Glasgow since the moment I came back from Australia.
What a negative city, mate. Nobody wants to see anybody do well in this city.
Everyone says that, and I don't think it's that bad from being away. I think everyone in the UK is like that. But anyway, I'd slagged off Glasgow that much on social media as well that I was like,
you're a wanted man when you get back.
Yeah, I was like, I can't now go London shite. I'm coming back. So I went and journaled about all that. I wasn't actually that bothered about. I'll happily post on social media like, here, fuck London, it's a shithole. But I had to journal about all that because I had so much. Just to even try to get out of London was so hard, because I had to like tell my flatmate I wanted to move, then try to get the lease out. The woman was trying to up her rent to like £1,100. We were already paying £850.
In London, aye?
Yeah. 2 months in, we were paying £850 a month each, and she wanted 1,100 off us. I was like, you on smack?
For a box, I bet you in London
as well. It was actually nice.
Oh, was
it was
it?
actually nice. But like, it's the nicest flat I've stayed in, but you don't care when you walk in. Like, you're just like, fuck this is so shit. I've got no mates and it's just pish. So that helped me loads.
Why did you move to London, sorry?
Because I thought I could recreate my life in Australia.
Right, okay.
I thought I could. So Australia's dead social,
right?
And you've always got stuff going on. And I think I liked it just because I always felt when I first lived in Glasgow, or even when I came back as well, I always felt like I couldn't really be myself. I felt like when I went to Australia, I really opened up a lot.
I know what you mean by that.
And then when I came back, I felt like I just went back into the way I was before. And I was just like, I had a bad time when I came back from there as well. That was actually more, I didn't really have anxiety, but I was like severely down. And that was for like 6 months. I think that's what it was. I just felt like I couldn't be myself. Like I lost all my humour again.
Yeah.
And I'm always someone that takes the piss all the time. Like the way you see me in my videos or whatever, the way you talk to me now, that's the way I am always.
Yeah.
And even when you're saying stuff on a podcast, I'm actually trying to listen to you so I don't butt in. I've got a need to butt in all the time, and I'm like really.
Oh, that's not a bad thing, I don't think.
But on a podcast, people want to listen to like one person at a time. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I'm always like thinking about something funny to say. I'm like, shut up, it's not that funny. Do you know what I mean? On here. So that's the way I'm always like, and I just wasn't like that when I came back. So I was just like, right, I'm gonna move to London, gonna find a new network of friends or whatever. Yeah. I'm so happy to just go meet new people and meet new groups. I can meet anyone. Like I could happily hang about with you next week or whatever. I'm like that with everyone.
Love that, same.
I just didn't feel like I just felt like I had the same group of pals that I could maybe go out with that I didn't want to go out with. And just stuff like that.
Do you feel, because by the sounds of it, you felt really at home in Australia, right? Is that because you're in a place where people don't know you? So that means that you can change the way you speak if you want. You can change the way you dress. You can change the way you walk and act. Is that do you feel like you could be and do whoever?
Yeah, I don't think I changed, but I think I heightened all this, like
Right.
all my natural instincts heightened. So
Yeah.
like that, who I actually am came out.
Yeah.
Like more like that.
Because I guess here you're, let's say you're part of the social ladder or whatever. So let's say you're part of a group of lads and stuff like that, but you're the quiet person, or you're the funny person,
Yeah.
or you're the person that no everybody likes or they do like or whatever. So whereas in Australia, you can take all your qualities and just rise again, so nobody
Yeah.
knows where you are in the ladder. Do you think that's maybe why you kind
There's
of?
loads of different things. I spent about 6 months thinking about this. So when I came back as well, straight away you just notice that you start buying stuff you don't need.
Aye.
You start buying a bit clothes. I can't drive, right? I literally just done a driving lesson before I came here. I was sweating my tits off. I was made it to the train in 1 minute,
Wow.
and he dropped me straight there. So I can't drive. I also have no ambition to buy a house here. I've never moved out in Glasgow because every time I'm like, I looked at houses when I first moved back in London to move out. I can afford it, but I'm just like, there's £1,500 a month to live somewhere that I'm not arsed about.
Yep.
So I just live in my schemy shithole. Well, sorry, Dad, but it is a shithole where we live. So I just happily go back there. But that's probably also, I never like force myself to go out.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it now.
Yeah.
I'm actually really good with being in Glasgow now. But it's because I've started working in that gym.
Yeah.
Everyone's sound, really good social environment. I do this as well.
Yeah.
A lot of times the people I meet on the podcast, I become mates with them.
Aye, that's
So I've got
wicked.
like a social group of different people who think differently, whereas I never had that ever before.
Aye, that's good because you, especially meeting new people and stuff like that help you elevate to new levels. Especially if you meet people that are trying to, you know yourself. You like as you grow up, you want to start being surrounded with people, as they say in books, surround yourself with people that's smarter than you or more intelligent or more ambitious and stuff like that. Because then it starts putting you in that mindset and stuff like that as well. So I'd imagine you've had some really intelligent people on the podcast that have made you think differently or see things differently as
I've also
well.
had some idiots. Most of them are my mates. Some absolute fannies.
You're always going to get that, but and you're always like when you do something, you're always going to have shite.
It's not
talks
even
and
the
good stuff.
smarter thing. It's more people that are just don't just stay in their whole wee bubble and go to the same places. Like I never go out where I'm from because I fucking hate it. I never date anyone where I'm from because I'm just like, you've shagged like 8 people I know. That's just, I just don't want to do that.
It's so small, Glasgow, when you get it.
But you can create a lifestyle here, I think.
Yep.
If you like, you've probably got it with the dancing.
Yep.
You know, so many. If you didn't have dancing, it'd probably be quite hard for you. But you've got all those dancing mates. So I've found that I've had to create that with like the gym sort of thing. And you can. It just takes a while. You just need to go through the grim bit because it was the first month. I was like, oh, here we go back to like me just not wanting to meet anyone or do anything because I don't actually care about. Like the people I'd have met that I used to hang about with, see me going for a pint with them or whatever.
Yeah.
They're nice people. I'm just nothing in common with them anymore.
Yeah.
I just don't want to hear about they've cheated on their ex or they cheated on their girlfriend again or something.
Mate, I can't. That's what people want to talk about is drama, and I'm just like, I don't want to talk about drama. But going back to what you're talking about in terms of being social, like dancing changed me for being social, mate. Like you would never. Nobody ever knows how different I am now compared to just before dancing. Like I was a pure geek, mate. Self-conscious. When they speak
A
like
geeky bam? Is that a thing?
So I wouldn't even say geek, mate. I went for being a wee bam, right? Here's a story. It's just popped into my head. I'll just say it and I don't know why it's popped into my head, right? Mate, I remember in school, right? Nobody liked me in school. Not one person liked me in school, mate. It was so weird. I had no pals. Like literally,
Right.
I remember in high school, right? I was with these group of 4 boys, and I remember one of the boys turned round, right? And it's so weird how it's popped up. And he was like, fuck off. Nobody likes you. I was just like, wow. And I don't know if that's maybe been stuck in my head ever since. I don't know why. Maybe that's just popped up. And I might see for about 4, maybe, because that would have been when I was about 16. See, for about 4 years, mate, I was a pure recluse. Like literally, like I went pretty much within myself. I remember to go back. I was going back for 5th year of high school, right? And one of my friends, the only kind of friend I really kind of had left, who he still hung about with the other boys that said that, he phoned me like 4 days before school. And he's like, I'm not going back. I've got a job. I couldn't go back to school, mate.
Did you go?
No, did I fuck? I told my mum, I was like, I'm not going back to school. Like, I'm going to college or something. Like, and I literally within 2 days signed up for health, fitness and exercise college course.
Did you do it?
I joined it. So I done it for 3 years and I passed it and stuff like that. And I met a group of pals there. And that's the group of pals that used to go clubbing way to Blanket. And then when I went to Blanket, I seen a boy dancing. And I was like, mate, that's phenomenal. How did you do that? That boy ended up becoming one of my best pals for a couple of years as well. He's like, oh, just learn off of YouTube. And then through there, that was it, mate. I took off for there.
Similar thing happened to me, I think, with freestyle.
Aye.
I always had it when I was like 14, but it was very much it was like a solo thing, and I'd go down to. I used to get mega buses down to London when I was like 15 and all that.
Mate, did you get the ones that you talked about, the sleeper ones?
Mate, I got the day ones and the sleeper ones.
Mate, what the sleeper ones that had the coffins in the back, basically.
I've had some horrors on those things.
They are awful, mate.
I think I was either 14 or 15, and I had to change in Birmingham one time, and the guy told me my ticket wasn't valid, and I had my mum on the phone going mental at him and all this, because I even at 14. I'm actually quite good at arguing, right? Like I'll be brutal, but at the same time, and even at like 14, I was like, if this ticket is invalid, right, and it's a one-way ticket, how have I got to Birmingham from London? I was like, riddle me that. If it's invalid, how did I get on the first one?
Riddle me that.
I remember I said, I think that's like the words I would have came out with.
That.
I was like, how have I got here then?
Good Glasgow part. Riddle me that, mate. Eh? Riddle me that, eh?
And then, do you know a guy from Glasgow that was on another bus? Probably heard me fucking speaking, and I'd have been so bammy when I was that age as well. And he just went, jump on my bus, mate, and he made me sit down the front. He had no seats left, but he just use that seat. What a legend. And that's how I got. But I'd have been stuck in Birmingham, mate. Birmingham's not a place you want to be stuck in at 14.
No, mate.
Fucking shithole.
I remember being on a bus getting back from London one time, and it was me and my ex. It was Yaz at the time, and because I went down for my visa for America. That's a funny story. I'll tell you in a minute. And I was sitting at the back of the bus, me and Yaz, and there was this wee Indian woman sitting next to us, right? And she's just opened this fucking box, man, and the smell coming from it of like curry and whatever, right? No cutlery. We man just started getting in there with our fingers and eating it, right? And then she turns in with the box and she's like, "Do you want some of that, son?" I'm like, "Oh no, get out away from me! Your fingers have been all about that, man." Like that. Oh mate, absolutely disgusting. But some torrid stories. But so like that was the story I was going to tell you. Went to visa. So I used to be a football coach before I danced. Sorry. I used to coach
football. Were you into football as well?
Yeah, massively, mate, massively. Played it, and then at the age of 16 started coaching because my wee brother just got into football and I wanted to help coach him and stuff for that. Coached him for a couple of years. Joined Celtic's community program. Coached all over Ireland and stuff for that with them as well. And then basically coached my wee brother basically until he joined St Mirren, and then after that I kind of started thinking kind of out of it. But towards the end, I got I don't know, is that a scholarship? I don't know what it is.
America.
Aye, to coach.
I went to one of them like to go do it, and then my dad was like, "I'm not paying for that."
Well, I get my whole thing basically paid for me basically. So I went to, it was a coaching session because they were looking for coaches to coach in America. So got everything, mate. Went out there. New Brunswick, New Jersey, literally 45 minutes outside New York, mate. Unbelievable.
Was it?
I remember at the first time when I this is funny because I've never actually said this, but I don't care, I'm just going to say it now. So I was dating Yaz at the time, right? And I just remember turning up to America and the birds were unbelievable, mate. Oh my God. I remember walking in being like, oh, everybody's a 10. Like, what is going on? And then after 9 days, I came home.
Why'd you come home?
Mate, I had a 9-month contract. Why did I come home? Because I thought I was in love at the time.
Fuck's sake.
No, to be fair, actually, it wasn't just fully about that.
Wait, no, explain that again. Do you want to come home?
No, I wanted to come home.
Oh, because you thought you...
Because I was on the phone to her for the first couple of days and stuff like that. We were in a relationship and loved each other at the time, and like she's greeting on the phone and all, and I'm like, oh, this is horrific, man. But at the time, I was just coming out of football, like I was saying, and that was me starting to get into dancing, so I had a dance crew and stuff like that at the time as well.
Your life was changing.
I had a whole life back in, and it was good. And
did you meet her through dancing?
Yeah, I met her through dancing as well. I had a whole life to come back to, and when I was out in America, like they'll try to change like in the name of Bibs to like something else, and I was just like, nah, man, like I'm good at coaching, and you're trying to change. Like they weren't changing me for the better. Like they were changing things, changing the wording of things. Or this is how we do it in America, and I'm like, you're about 10 years behind us, 20 years behind.
Shit.
Aye, mate. So after 9 days, and it's so funny because I had a going away party like literally like 2 weeks before that, mate. Everybody gave me money and that, and I turned up back after about 2 weeks, like, hi, decided to come back. Aye, mate, that was it. Started dancing and stuff for that, and that turned out to be a wild career, man. My crew made it to Britain's Got Talent, not the finals or anything, mate. We made it past the director's cut on stage. To dance in front of Simon and that was a wild experience, mate. In the auditorium, 5,000 people, camera crews, or however many people that's got in it. Camera crew, Amanda, Pierce and Simon. And I swear to God, mate, I stood on the stage and I was in the middle at the start. I started the routine and the music come on, and I've never ever in my life felt speakers this loud. Like the music actually just went through my body. It gave me goosebumps even thinking about it now. And I remember Piers gave us an X like midway through, and I remember just fucking looking at him the whole time doing my routine, going, "You're a pure arsehole, man, pure arsehole." Like literally, because I knew the routine inside out, so I didn't need to worry about it. And I'm just sitting looking at him, I'm like, "Your hairline's fucking worse than mine, you wee dick." And I was just like, I remember just going in. And I at the end date and stuff for that, Amanda's looking at me and she's like, you, I just couldn't take my eyes off you. You're just thingy. And I'm like, I'd sleep with you as well, babe. So let's just give me your number, man. You're unbelievable.
My mate that's been on the podcast, his name's Jamie. He's who I was best mates with freestyle. So he's who I travelled around Europe. He done like Ireland's Got Talent, which see a lot of freestylers do stuff just to get like a picture or a video to get work and stuff like that. Because he's like pure Northern Irish till he dies and like, is British, that's all the way. And then he went on Ireland's Got Talent, and there's a clip of him. I can't remember. He got to like the semi-final or something. I can't remember. There's like
love that.
There's a clip of him, and it's either Louis Walsh. I think it's Louis Walsh. Who's like, "All the girls love you" or something. You can just hear them all screaming, and he's like, "Mate, the amount of like I've had to block about 314-year-old girls since he left." Mate. It's like he posted the clip, and I was like, "You must have some amount of birds in your DMs." And he's like, "Yeah, none of them." Like he's like, "It's actually scary. I need to like delete my Instagram."
Mate, I'm going to add on to that, right? So that's another thing. See, since TikTok started, it is fucking wild. Mate.
I don't get that. I get 40-year-old women.
No, mate. I've had people sending me naked pictures and that. No even said hello, just sent me a photo, right? And you know how it's in your request, it's in there, so you can kind of view the photo without opening the message, and you view the picture, and it's people just like with their tits out and their arse out and stuff like that. I've had people saying hi daddy and stuff like that.
Are you single?
What?
Are you single?
Single as well.
You made the most of it?
No, I'm trying to stay away from that kind of distraction, mate. Like, because I know that when females start kicking in, that's when the distraction starts to go away. But obviously you look at their profile first and you're like, "Are you good looking?" It's cool, you just leave it.
It's when their profile is like private, and I've got like screenshots, right? And I've zoomed in.
Mate, I did that as well. I did that. Mate, hold on a minute. Did I do that recently? Let me see. I don't know if I've done that. I do that all the time.
Never told anyone that.
I do that all the time. You look, there was people like saying stuff like that. I had to screenshot the thingy, right, and then go after it, just look at it and be like,
I show the camera. It's your face.
Where is the camera? It's there. Aye, that's it.
Well, you're just trying to get their name.
Aye, mate. I was just trying to see who, like that thing you're talking about there. Like,
that's what I do. Show them.
I can't show that one. I can't show that.
I've got a bit 40 then.
Aye, mate, I do it all the time, man.
Basically, what we're talking about for anyone listening as well is like we'll go in a private profile.
Yeah.
We're screenshotting it, then zooming right in to see if but you still can't tell if they're fit.
Oh, sometimes
she's fit.
Sometimes I just, well, to be fair, like I kind of know her anyway. But long story short, I add some of them. Like I just add, and I'm like, "You look cute. I'm just gonna add," because they already followed me, so I just add them back. And then it's like,
then I unfollow them because
I do that as well. I unfollow them and stuff for that as well. But it's been wild, mate. It's literally. There's some stories, but it's no podcast stories, man. It's just been.
It's fine.
It's wild, mate.
I've openly said to some girls like, "You've no idea how awkward this is when your profile's private." I was like, "I'm gonna follow you, but then you might not hear from me."
Mate, some people come on, right? Some people come on my live, right?
So that sounds so harsh, right? But that's all you can do. Like that's all you can do. It's like
Tinder. Exactly. You need to see what they look like. But some people come on my live on TikToks and be like, "Oh, you're the best looking guy on thingy, the best looking guy on TikTok," right? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, "Mate, look at my hairline. I've got frown lines. I'm nearly 40. I'm pretty sure I've seen better looking guys on here. Like, behave yourself." And it's mad. I was speaking about this the other day. It's mad what kind of, I wouldn't even call it fucking fame. I've only got about 30,000 subscribers, right? But like, fame brings you a wee bit of, "Oh, this guy's like really, really attractive." No, if I didn't have like TikTok and they 30,000 subscribers, you'd just be like, "Who's that mad, creepy, weird dude?" Like,
and I found that the good thing is you're 37. I've found, especially when I used to do freestyle, I was younger, but the younger people get followers that actually goes to their head.
Yeah.
Because I'm very like, I know I've got some followers, but it means fucking nothing. It means absolutely nothing.
100%, mate.
I couldn't, if anything, like I would never ever mention it to. I've had friends that I've went out with that have maybe got followers, like in the conversation you've slipped it in. I'm like, what are you doing?
Aye.
Like, they'll just say you're a personal. Like, what are you doing? Like,
That's just an ego thing.
I don't.
Nah.
There's no need, and I actually find it worse if they like bring it up. Like,
Yeah.
I actually want to die when see people are like watching my videos and all that. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the toilet and fucking run here.
Aye, and it's pure
Like,
cringy.
so I hate all of that. I
Nah,
really
mate.
don't like it. I just see it's posting it to help people. Obviously, my ego gets a wee hit when I get some followers. I can't help it. I get a dopamine
Yep.
spike when
Yep.
I get followers up and all that. But that's just human nature, isn't it? That you can't stop it.
Mate, I'm exactly the same. And like I said to you at the start, like, and like you probably agree as well, your profile's bigger than you now. Like, it's not just about you. It's not just about getting an ego trip or whatever. Like, there's people that come out to my TikTok lives that genuinely, like, they actually say it. They're like, oh my God, I've been waiting for you to come on like all day
really?
and stuff for that as well. Like, so I've got like a wee bit of a community and stuff for that. People are like, oh, you've cheered me up and stuff for that as well. So my channel's not about me going on and flexing and being like, oh, look at me in the gym. No, it's not even about that. I know what it feels like to be fucking sad and lonely, like some of the stories we've been talking about. I know what depression and anxiety feels like. I know what it feels like to be fucking awful. That's why I am the way I am. I just want to spread positivity and fucking happiness. That's why I always say to people, if you see me, come talk to me. Like, I'll talk to you. Like, I'm no this fucking mad celebrity that people are trying to make it out to be. I'm just a genuine normal guy that goes to the gym just to look after his mental health and stuff like that as well. And if you've got issue like that, let's talk about it. Like, come and say hi.
I forget what it's like because people usually just message me and like maybe 2 or 3 people a week will come up to me about Cherry Cinnamon. It was fucking about 10 times. And yeah, I'd like 40-year-old woman. I can't remember what her name was. Mine's all like 40-year-old women. It's not younger people. And she was like, Stephen hugging me. And like my mate was just pissing himself at everything because if someone tapped me, he would just be buckled straight away. Because he knows how awkward I get as well. So she would just put her arm around me and she's like, you're an inspiration. I was like,
no, I don't do that. I can start cringing, didn't you? Like, no, that's not it.
And then she was going to her daughter, oh, that's Gavin. And her daughter was like, who the fuck's that? And I'm like, I'm Gavin.
Aye, it's wild. That's the one thing that's been a bit weird, but like, no weird, sorry, just different. People randomly approaching you in the street and being like, oh my God, you're the gym guy.
I've shat myself a few times.
Have you, aye?
Because people will come up to me and I'm like, what have I done?
Oh, aye, yeah,
they don't come up to you with a big smile. They're like,
aye,
love your videos, mate. And I'm like, oh, thank you.
Aye, mate, it's been weird. Like in Buchanan Street, there was these lassies walked by, and I could see them just looking at me, right? And then I looked down, and they're like pure shouty, pretty much for our side of Buchanan Street, man. They're like, oh my God, you're a gym guy, and I started smiling. I was in Kos Airport as well, mate. We're coming back from Greece, and a boy tapped me on the shoulder. He's like, mate, are you on TikTok? He's like, no way, mate. This is so weird, man.
It happens enough to me where it's still like it's a novelty. So
Yeah.
it doesn't. So when someone comes up to me, I still am like, don't know what's happening every time, but it's funny.
I will tell you the funniest story ever. So my plane get delayed for Glasgow to go to Kos, and sitting on the plane, right? And I was just like, I'll just stay alive and chat to everybody, right? I don't know what happened to me, right? But normally on lives, I probably average about 50 people, right? There was 1,200 people on my live, right? Sitting on the plane, right? It got to the point, right, where people started noticing people on the plane, or people on the plane started arriving on my live, right? So somebody for EasyJet went, oh, that's Fraser. He's like, oh, that's Fraser on your flight. Grab Fraser and say hi. And I was like, Fraser, do you know Thingy? So Fraser for the thingy got for the air horse things. Come on, he's like, oh, that's Thingy. Somebody went, oh, that's my best pal sitting behind you. Turn round and say hi to Thingy. I turned round, I'm like, are you whatever her name was? She was like, aye. I was like, are your best?
You know,
pal?
you can film lives. Like, as in you can go back and see your recordings. If that's been the last 90 days, you can go back and see that.
It's not the last 90 days, but I didn't know that, can you?
90 days, I think.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say screen record, but I may end up meeting like a bunch of cool people and stuff like that.
That's classic. That's when you realise it is actually useful.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
And like you say, if
hard to notice when you get abused like non-stop, but then you see stuff like that and you're like, that's
I mate, people just come on and try and like, I come from a group of pals that we like to roast each other, or we used to did, and then it got a wee bit too much, so we softened it down, right? So I don't mind roasting somebody if they want to roast. Like, I don't mind singing with them. So I get a lot of people coming on and try to roast, and I used to roast them back, but now I'm just like, I shouldn't even show you any type of attention. I should just feel sorry for you because you want to say something negative and blah blah blah. So I don't really entertain it much, but there's some mad creeps on TikTok.
I've learned my lesson. I still bite every now and then, but it never feels good. They just come back at you again. It's never a nice interaction.
I get to feed people a lot. Can you show me your picture? Can you show me your socks?
Really?
Oh, mate, all the time, every time on live, can you show me your sock? Can you show me your feet?
I've had that on lives. So for some reason, lives, I think they think it's OnlyFans or something. I don't know what it is.
Literally, mate.
Listen, mate, I think we're going to have to wrap this up.
No worries, mate.
we'll be finishing at 4. Here, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Mate, I've enjoyed it. It's been fun.
Really enjoyed
we could have
the
talked
chat.
for ages, mate, for sure.
See what I was saying to you before about I didn't want to plan it like I
Yep,
did before because I can actually concentrate on you, and I'm glad I did because
you just have a conversation.
yeah, just let it go. Let you go on your tangents, whatever the fuck you were going to talk about.
I said on the way in, I was like, I'm just going to be an open book. Whatever you want to speak about, that's the type of person.
You always go away going, oh, I wish I talked about that, but then like you just have another conversation.
Everything's meant to be the way it's meant to be, mate. That's the way I look at it.
Where can people find you?
So my socials are I am Chris Parry on TikTok, Instagram, and then I'm about to start getting back on YouTube, so it's just Chris Parry.
Sweet. And if anyone does want to watch anything that'll get you interested in them, the gym vlogs are funny. So that's the first. You've got a few pinned ones.
Yeah.
Start on there, and then you'll be addicted to your content. I think. But mate, been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mate.